years ago, a humble little indie game called Windswept came onto my radar, and what immediately caught my eye was its heavy inspiration of Donkey Kong Country. All the things I love most about the series seem to be present here. A large focus on secrets and collectibles, an adorable cast of animal buddies, and even more specifically, emphasizing the team-up mechanics from DKC2. As soon as I played the demo, I was hooked. I backed the Kickstarter and followed the development team to see regular updates. I couldn't get enough. But to my surprise, after finally playing the final product, it turns out that Windswept was even better than I could imagine. So pop a squat and let me tell you why you absolutely need to play this thing. You start the game as Marbles the duck, who immediately gets swept away in a windstorm right after hatching in his nest and needs to find his way back home. Luckily, he quickly finds his companion for the journey, Checkers the turtle, and they both have their own unique abilities. Marbles is similar to Dixie Kong, able to gracefully float down slowly if you hold down the X button. But Checkers has two moves that can be combined together: a ground pound to break through these wooden tiles, and a spin dash to fit through tight gaps or blaze through enemies to keep the spin going. Doing a ground pound into a spin dash lets you even do this in mid-air, which comes in handy quite often. Both characters can spin through baddies to gain super speed and fly through the stages lightning quick. Marbles can even charge up a spin from a standstill similar to Sonic. But they also can get on each other's shoulders and do secondary moves that are different depending on which buddy is currently in front. Checkers can do a high throw similar to the DK2 team-up toss, but Marbles can toss Checkers like a shell from Mario, to destroy tougher enemies or even jump off of him to fit in hard-to-reach spots. You can swap between them freely to fit whatever needs the current situation calls for. And this is vital because Windswept is not an easy game. You will die a lot. It starts out simple enough, but trust me, by the time you get to World 4 and 5, it doesn't hold your hand. And some of these levels are brutal because of lack of checkpoints or an onslaught of enemies. In fact, it was around this level that I realized a lot of this game's other inspiration is Super Mario World and Kaizo hacks that I've loved over the last several years. To me, this is phenomenal, but I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. I just want to make sure you have the right mindset before diving into something that looks so cute on the surface. Think more in line of Celeste rather than Kirby. Even the game's description makes sure to let you know this harkens back to an era when trying again was the norm, and you only had a game manual to guide you. But you'll meet an awesome array of animal buddies along the way that continue to wear their influence on their sleeve, like a crab that can make platforms and shoot bubbles at enemies, or a bat with headphones that throws cassette tapes to clear a path. But then others that feel more unique, like a chameleon artist who can lick flowers in the air to gain another jump, or even hide behind a painting to become invulnerable. These are great switch-ups to the gameplay to keep things fresh, but also can change depending on the environment. Like how if they go underwater, they only have one single floaty jump, so you need to be more deliberate and careful. But of course, the secrets and collectibles are what I was most excited about. Not only do you have bonus rooms that are all unique with specific goals, like collect the stars or beat all the baddies, but some are simply puzzles that you need to solve to get the moon coin. When you collect enough of these, you can unlock secret levels in Lamp's Shade, by giving them to this little moth friend here. And wow, these guys do not mess around. The jump and challenge from the standard stages to the secret ones is not for the faint of heart. They'll put your skills to the test and make sure you really know how to control the dynamic duo properly. Lamp also has other stuff to offer once you open his house, like arcade cabinets to play game cartridges you find hidden in the levels, which are great little side activities, or even buy hints from him of where to find those extra hidden goodies, listen to the jukebox to hear the stellar soundtrack, or collect figurines with your extra cash. But there's also cloud coins, comet tokens, and even making sure you finish each level with enough force to power the light bulb and get a fancy little dance from each of the characters. So many collectibles to search for and find. And all of these come into play once you beat the main story and unlock the post-game. Which, just for reference, I finished the game in roughly 5 hours, but have spent over 5 times that amount in levels that come afterward. Partly because you need to gather the collectibles to unlock them, but mostly because of their difficulty. That's right, if you thought the regular levels were tough, you ain't seen nothing yet, because after you roll credits, it goes full rage game Kaizo hack kick you in the balls hard. And it just keeps going. There are not one, but 2 hidden worlds to best. It was at this point that I truly started to appreciate Windswept. because the movement mechanics of each character actually go significantly deeper than you would originally think. You see, this game isn't just for those that love Donkey Kong. It's for the speedrunners, the real DKC heads out there, which is such a specific little niche, but the target demo that hits me like a bullseye. You remember how I said you could combo Checker's ground pound and spin dash moves? Well, it turns out you can combine this with a piggyback toss if you don't jump after the dash. And you can even do it again all in the same jump if you hit an enemy in between. This means that the sky is now the limit in terms of maneuverability. You can throw marbles, drop dash, then throw marbles again, and reach heights never even close to possible with a regular jump. And don't think Marbles is left out in the cold, he can also gain insane height by shell jumping. Yes, that shell jumping, just like Kaizo. I told you it was the other inspiration. And these late game stages not only teach you these hidden mechanics, but extensively require them in order to truly beat the game. It's funny because I played most of the core experience with Marbles since his float ability made tricky jumps much easier. But now that I know the true potential of Checkers and am more confident in my ability, he is the easy go-to for me. I mean, get this, you can drop dash with Checkers, then switch to Marbles, and shell jump all without touching the ground. It's actual insanity. By the end, you will see Windswept in an entirely different light, and find new ways to plow through the original stages like never before. Some even have built-in shortcuts or sequence breaks that you would only find if you know these secret abilities. I feel like I've seen The Matrix and my eyes will never view the game the same way. It truly is something else. I haven't seen this much dedication to the hardcore player since, well, Celeste. And both of these creators do happen to be connected with the Kaizo Mario community. Like I said though, don't let me scare you off if that sounds too hard for you. The base experience is just right in terms of challenge, and there's a lot of groundwork laid to make sure it's accessible to a wide audience. Here's a clip of Peking Boo, the lead developer, talking about his game design philosophy.
I think you need to start putting like restrictions for yourself, right? So one restriction is that you can only press one button at a time. So in the case of my game, I can only press attack, and I can only press jump, and I can only press piggyback like one at a time. And every time I press one of those buttons, I have to have a half-second pause before I press any other button. Half-second pause, half-second pause, half-second pause, half-second pause. I know people that aren't super experienced with platformers are immediately going to be like, you know, jump on the bug, fall in the water, right? And then, you know, half-second pause, get back in the bucket. When you're presented with a situation like this, where you can see a collectible there, this is the challenge part because suddenly it's no longer about that half-second pause that you had. You now have to do two things consecutively. So no more pausing. 1, 2, and back in the bucket. So the challenges remove the pauses.
But if you do want to dive deeper, they've got you covered in droves. And do a good job of ramping things up slowly so you don't get overwhelmed. On top of all this, there's so many little additions that give the game a lot of life and charm. These pill bugs, which are kind of this game's version of shells or barrels, wear cool sunglasses as they walk around. But once you bounce on them, the glasses come off. Then if you let them reset, the glasses stay gone and they have a hard time seeing, and even fall off ledges when they wouldn't before. Lamp mans all of the kiosks in his house by himself, so if you keep moving around and making him switch booths, he gets tired and starts breathing heavily. That's adorable. I can't sing this game's praises enough, and I truly hope you'll give it a go yourself. And if you have, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to connect and talk with others who loved it as much as I did. Or if you're stuck or need help, to be able to give some pointers or tips. Huge thanks to Weatherfell for making the game I was hoping it would be and then some. I still haven't even 100%ed it myself because it's really that hard, but I'm loving every minute of it, so I guess I'd better get back to it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay frosty, my friends.